So welcome, Nigel. Thanks for coming. I suppose just what brought you to Ironsides in the first place? How long have you been here? What was the motivation to be involved in this club?
Well, I've got two older daughters, and after playing rugby, my weekends were spent doing ballet, tap dancing, and actually ice skating. I used to go ice skating on a Sunday, and they used to wake me up, it was freezing. And instead of watching, I got involved, and I learned to ice skate, and I actually got certificates. But I drew the line at having to learn to dance and do waltzes, which I did do a couple of times. But then we had a son, and when he was 4, the first thing I did was bring him to a rugby club. And they'd only actually just been started, really. And within a few weeks, I was helping out. And by the following season, I was actually head coach of the under-7s. Where we only had about 10, 12 people. In fact, most of the club trained here at the clubhouse.
So what year was that?
That's about 19 years ago, 18, 19 years ago. Was that 98, something like that? Right. So that was nearly good 19 years ago.
19 years ago.
Yeah.
So your first role was coach.
Yeah, basically I was a coach, helped out as a coach, and as it does nowadays, every year you just go up with your children. So the under-7s coach becomes the under-8 coach, the under-8s and under-9s and so forth. But he was 2 years in the under-7s, and I was head coach. And then when he went up to the under-8s, basically I stayed with the under-7s. And that hasn't changed for about 19 years.
So in all those 19 and 20 years,
yeah.
Apart from being a coach, I know for a fact, you're here every Wednesday night pretty much. God knows how many thousands of hours coaching. How many different roles? If you keep,
during that time, I got sort of. We used to run the whole club around one big table in the clubhouse, and you just got involved in everything. And I started off, I think, organising fun days, the end of season fun days, and I did about 7 or 8 years worth of those. Eventually I became chairman of the club and was chairman for 7 years, and when I stopped being chairman I've carried on as vice chairman, which I still am vice chairman. But the whole club's a much different ballgame now. Moons ago we started getting managers in, so we had the head coaches who did everything, organising games against other clubs and festivals, and I sort of became the recruiter. And most coaches now, or most volunteers, etc., have come through me, where they've come to the under-7s, and I've got them all involved. And they've gone on under-8s, under-9s, and so forth. So I'm pretty much known as the recruiter, although we get many people after the under-7s joining, but that's how I see my role all the time, is basically getting next year's head coaches, and management as well. Because without the mums and dads, this wouldn't be the club it is.
Okay, cool. And just to finish off, I mean, again, not quite a lifetime's work, half your lifetime, I suppose. But fondest memory?
A couple actually, and funny moments, because the under-7s grew and grew like pretty much every age group. And we got to a point where the under-7s were so big, we had to separate out to the under-6s. And I think we were coming towards the end of the season, and I was asking the parents, I was desperate to get some managers or a manager to run the under-7s. And 2 of the chaps there said, you can't be doing much, they'd volunteer. And they asked me what it involved, and I said, a few phone calls, a bit on the internet. Not a lot, you'll find it easy. That year we had 220 under-7s, it's a record, and that just after that we split it up. And those 2 guys now have got really very important jobs now within the club. One's pretty much in charge of our safeguarding and our DBSs, and the other chap is sort of like head of our ICT, because with internet and Facebook and social media, we need a few experts, and one of them's taking care of that. But I think the biggest memory was when my son has gone through the whole club, ended up as, I think, under-18s captain. He's gone off to university, but he plays for the seniors. And he's back now and he's playing for the seniors, which is fantastic. But there was one little girl, I remember Dad coming along. God, I've got so many stories. But Dad came along with the boys, 2 boys, could they play rugby? I said, yeah, come on, let's get them playing. Both of them went through the club, up to under-18s and off to university, and they'd come back and played for under-20s and everything. But there was his daughter, little thing, and I said, well, she can play as well. So she started playing. She played so much of the rugby under-6s in pink Wellington boots. She left, I think, about under-9s when they started full contact. Off to university, played there, came back. She's now the captain of the ladies team, which is doing really, really well. So there's a number of things over the years, especially when I sit and think about it and you get chatting to people. But the greatest thing about the club is, how everybody works, everybody. And once they get a whistle in their hands, that's it, they're sold for life.
I mean, we've been put forward to the whole community thing, our influence in the community, our role in Wandsworth, I suppose. What are your views on that?
Well, I'm a teacher, and I teach tag rugby at school, and now I teach in actual curriculum time, so it's not just an after-school club, it's curricular time, and all the kids love it. And more kids would play tag rugby than getting into full contact. Obviously there's people worrying about full contact, but more and more are changing from their football to come and play rugby. And we're hoping through one volunteer who's got 2 daughters playing, he's already started girls only games, and we hope to promote more girls coming to play. And then through the local schools we get people come along who wouldn't even think of rugby necessarily, and they're all welcome, aren't they?
Yeah, that's mainly because we can't walk anywhere without you stopping and asking.
Oh, true, yeah.
If they want to play rugby.
Oh, yeah, and, I can't go anywhere now.
Anyone.
Yeah. Want to play rugby?
It's funny.
And,
a walk.
Almost stopped going to Asda's because of it.
So, guys, father and son, fondest memory of this club? One each. George first.
It's got to be when I just come out of the under-18s first year of uni and sort of commuting back to play on Saturdays. But it was definitely when I got put into the Surrey Cup side to play in the quarter-finals. It's got to be scoring the first try of the game from charging down the kick off the back of a scrum. That's never really happened to me.
It was the first try of the game, when your first try.
Yeah.
And
first try ever.
For the ones. Yeah. So,
it's pretty special. Pretty special.
Yeah.
So Nigel, what about you? Fondest memory?
What's really impressed me and sort of made me proud is the fact that he's gone off to university and he's ended up as club captain and president of Southampton University, and he took them through sort of upper league, and he took them upper league, didn't you? And you were given your colours and you were nominated as Sportsman of the Year.
Just final question, guys. Best tour ever? George first.
At Ironsides, I assume. Because a lot of what goes on tour stays on tour.
Best tour, and why?
It's got to be the Italy Rome 2004 tour. I think it's first time.
You were under 10s, weren't you? You went away, and because it was Rome, the mums came as well. So it was good fun, wasn't it? And you got funny enough, you got
It was a tame one, but good one, yeah.
so you had a Rome football shirt or something, was it? After all that rugby tour, you got a football shirt,
Inter Milan
shirt. But one of the ones I really loved was when we all went off to Kinsale in Ireland. It was a magnificent tour, great.
2008, I think that was.
Summer, yeah. But George wasn't playing, but he came along, and the younger children, you know, they joined in, and he helped along with them and everything. And he became like a bit of an ambassador at the age of 13, if that.
Yeah, about right.
Drank some beer, I seem to remember.
Sorry?
He drank some beer, I seem to remember.
Probably when I wasn't watching. But no, that was a lovely.
Only with a meal and supervised adult.
Of course.
Okay.
Responsible adult.
And just finally, guys, sum up Ironsides in 2 words.
Was that 2, 3?
That's no. Try harder.
Yeah.
2 words.
Big family.
Yeah. Great ethos.